What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 785th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is good to have you guys in today. It is Thursday, September 23rd of 2021. Thank you guys all for joining me. I am channeling my inner hipster Donovan. So today, I think it was Tuesday, you got Vice City Donovan. Today you are getting hipster Donovan. I'm going to try to have some fun, mix things up a little bit, and see how this turns out. So Coach WhitePill should be here in just a few minutes. I want to preface all of this by saying the same rules apply here with Coach WhitePill as they did with Kevin Ray Wilder, Guste Janis, and so forth. And that is no trolling, no bullying, no harassing. Feel free to put your questions in the chat as long as you ask them respectably. This is I think this could be a very good discussion. That's the first thing. Anyone who's caught trolling, bullying, harassing, whatever the case may be, I'm going to ban you forever. I'm not here for that. We all know that this community has a bad reputation as it is in terms of trolling and bullying and harassing. And when you guys do this stuff, you represent me, so I am respectfully requesting that you refrain from bullying, harassing, trolling, etc., etc. Also, the second thing that I would like to go ahead and point out is that this is not a debate. And I think I probably mischaracterized my two discussions with Guste and Kevin Ray Wilder. To me, if there's a debate, that means there's a winner. There are no winners or losers in any of these conversations. All I want to do is bring on people who disagree with some of our points of view. Maybe educate them a little bit on who we are and what we're about, and hopefully add a little bit of dimension in the way of my own thinking. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not an open-minded individual. I'm very, very closed-minded. And I'm proud of that. I am closed-minded because I've been around long enough to understand that there are certain absolutes there are certain things that are absolutes. We know that women operate under hypergamy. We know that there are just certain things that I've experienced way too many times to be open-minded about certain things. If that makes me a curmudgeon, then so be it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Oh my God, Donovan's closed-minded. Yep, I have a pretty damn good reason to be. However, I am certainly. I'm not above admitting that I may have had a concept wrong, or that I might have mischaracterized a certain thing when I really meant to say another. I'm certainly not above reproach. I'm not above being corrected. But going back, by the same token, I am steadfast in my beliefs. My beliefs come from, good God, over a quarter of a century of experience with women of all ages, all ethnicities. Well, not all ethnicities, but mainly Black women, white women, Latinas, et cetera. And I've experienced a lot of the same things that a lot of men have. And so this is where I base my fundamental belief system. Oh shit, is it? All right, so of course it's storming outside. I did not know it was storming outside. So, all right, well, if the stream gets cut off, it's because of the weather here in the greater Philadelphia area. If you have a question, like I said, guys, just put it in the chat. If you have a question for either myself or Coach WhitePill, put it in the chat. Make sure you word it respectfully. Like I said, I want this to be an honest and respectful discourse. Listen, man, there are going to be some things that we disagree on. There are going to be, there might even be some contentious moments. That does not mean that that doesn't mean that we can't have this discussion thoroughly and respectfully. And that's what I plan to do, man. I plan to bring on more and more people who are opposed to what we talk about and having a respectful discourse. Nothing gets solved when two people are yelling and screaming at each other and calling each other names. That's just how this is. Kevin Ray Wilder, he represented himself very well when he came on, and I expect the same of Coach WhitePill. All right, looks like Coach WhitePill is in the. Looks like he is in the. There we go. Coach WhitePill, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly fine, man. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? I heard you're storming there. We're storming here as well.
Oh, really?
I'm out in Vietnam. Yeah, with crazy storm. I had to go into this like storage room to get better Wi-Fi.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
What is Vietnam a second world country or is it a first world country?
I think it's still second, but it's coming up. They're coming up pretty fast. So
You got
it's on its way.
That's a start.
Yeah. It's decent. It's working.
Good stuff, man. Well, listen, thank you very much for making time for us today. Now, I didn't realize that you were in Vietnam until my assistant Heather told me about it. I guess there's some sort of time difference. So it's noon Eastern here in Philly. What time is it where you are?
11 p.m.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like
okay,
so you're literally on the other side of the world.
On that side of the world, yeah. Actually, in the same place as Kevin is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Kevin does live in Vietnam. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, well listen, I'll give you the opening salvo. I had never heard of WhitePill until I think somebody told me about Kevin and then you. I have a very remedial working knowledge in terms of what it is. So in your best, listen, take as long as you need. What exactly is the WhitePill and what does the WhitePill aim to achieve?
Sure. So thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you giving me the chance to explain it. A lot of people don't know what it is. So it's important to define it. The red pill and the blue pill, we know comes from the Matrix, and the red pill community has grown a lot over time. But what it really talked about is female nature, what the truth is about female nature. But it really didn't say what to do about it. Now, a lot of channels did have some self-improvement stuff, some self-help stuff, go to the gym, work on your game, work on your style. There's a little bit of that within the red pill community, but the red pill itself, to me, seemed to mean the truth about female nature. Out of that came the black pill movement. I don't know how much you know about the black pill, but the black pill, yeah, so we can talk about that in a sec. But when I learned about the black pill, I was learning about looks are the only thing that matters, genetic determinism, it's over, bro, nihilism, you should give up, MGTOW, you should go your own way. A lot of it was telling guys to give up. And there wasn't really a message to counter that, right? There wasn't a message, like you said, of self-improvement. But before you get to self-improvement, you're not going to do the stuff unless you think it's going to work, unless you think you're going to be in a better position. So even though the white pill is about solutions, it's about going to the gym, it's about learning games, improving your career, whatever, it's about self-improvement. But before that, taking the white pill means that despite any harsh red pill reality I face, I can live a better life. I can change my circumstances to live a better life, and I'm not going to put the blame on anyone else. Now, are some things not my fault? Sure. Are some things women's fault, the society's fault? Sure. But I'm not going to sit there in my room and just complain when there are things I can do to improve my life, however that may be, to live a better life, and I'm going to do it for myself. And that's what the white pill is. Why do we need the white pill? Because we have the black pill. We need something to counter that nihilism, that part of us that wants to give up when we're faced with harsh red pill truths. So that's really the simplest way that I can define it.
Okay. Yeah. I would agree with that. Let's delve into the black pill just for a little bit. So the black pill movement is definitely what you said it is. It is hellfire and brimstone, enjoy the decline. But really what I think the black pill is more focused on is the black pill is focused on bringing down men who live successful lives in the red pill community. The fact of the matter is MGTOW Dictionary. He was the grand overlord of the black pill. His channel is fucking gone because he did shit that was illegal and YouTube took a shit down, which is good. I'm glad, dude. I am glad he's gone. Men like him, listen, men like him have a right to exist, right? His freedom of speech is protected under the First Amendment. And of course, you're in Vietnam, so there are different laws, but YouTube, it's an American-based company, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But when you are launching malicious attacks against someone, calling them pedophiles, putting out their mother's information, things of that nature, that's when it goes a bridge way too far. By the same token, the black pill really seems to have quite a sizable following. And the reason it does is because it's a lot easier to pretend to hate women and complain about the guys who are good with women and talk about how we're all grifters and scammers and this and that and this, that, and the third, than it is to actually bust your ass in the gym, make some difficult decisions to really improve your station in life, whether that means taking up another career, going to school, relocating, what have you. And this is why, and not to bring the MGTOW community into the black pill, but there are a lot of black pill guys masquerading as MGTOWs. These are the guys, again, that do nothing but complain, but do not offer solutions. They do exactly what the black pill does. The only difference is a lot of them in their ranks do this under the banner of MGTOW, MGTOW. Then, of course, you have your MGTOWs who don't want to be pinned down. When you say, okay, MGTOW is X, Y, and Z, they like to say, well, you don't get it. No, we do get it. You just want to be this mysterious, one guy even told me MGTOW is one step above red pill. And people don't know exactly what, and don't get me wrong, there are certain standards and tenets, I guess, and guidelines that it takes to identify as a MGTOW. But the world seems to believe that MGTOW simply means not having anything to do with women sexually or otherwise. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of, hate mail. And anytime you talk about MGTOWs, man, they always come after me. But I think what the MGTOW community needs to understand, and the red pill community, they need to understand that there are a lot of black pillars in their ranks who are doing things under the banner of MGTOW and the red pill. And that is a huge problem.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with some of those things, but I think it's important to distinguish the concepts from the communities, because we have red pill creators that are just totally different than other red pill creators. We have black pill creators that are totally different than others. And we have trouble like mixing these things together when the real concept of the red pill is, what is the truth about female nature? Or if it's political, what's the truth about politics? What's the truth? But you can't say this red pill creator or this person represents the red pill, right? Everyone gets to put their own message out. So when you talked about MGTOW Dictionary, we actually, Kevin and I did debate him on their channel, but he comes after, yeah, it was way back. We debated and we came at him hard. So we came at all of them pretty hard. That was our thing. We wanted to have discussions. We're not, we're pretty nice about it, but we wanted to challenge people to the discussion. The whole point is for us to discuss. That's why I appreciate you having Kevin on, having me on. This is what we should be doing. We should all be talking to each other and figuring out what's going on. But I like to stick to the concepts themselves because that's how we can have discussions. So when I talk about black pill, MGTOW Dictionary is only one creator, and he's the one that came after a lot of the red pill creators. But there's other black pill creators that have nothing to do with the red pill. Right. They do their own thing, and their content is centered around genetic determinism, where you have to get surgery to improve your looks. Some of them believe in going to the gym, some don't. Every creator is a little bit different, but at the end of the day, they focus on looks, height, and you're screwed. That's kind of the more of the message that I take issue with. Anyone who comes after this creator, that creator, that's a problem with that person, or maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but I'm more interested in the concepts. And when you have channels telling guys to give up, to me, I know that's not the case because I have students, I'm a dating coach. I have students that are not attractive. I have students that are short, that are different races, that are everything, and they can find a way. And I don't make crazy promises. I'm not saying they're dating supermodels, but can they date attractive women that they're interested in? Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's no man on this earth, you know, aside from extremely disabled, extremely, maybe a midget height or whatever. They're outliers.
They're mentally handicapped, right?
Yeah. And so when you're talking about these guys that are saying to give up, you have these guys that are saying give up, but the guys watching them are just like mostly average dudes. They shouldn't be giving up,
Right.
unless you're in the bottom genetics, like you have a genetic deformity. Yeah, it might be time, but most of the guys watching them, and they have this misconception. So guys in today's world, like Tinder, they think they're ugly. Like every guy thinks he's unattractive. And that's part of the problem. It's like body dysmorphia. So there was a guy who thought he was like a 4 out of 10 in looks, and he was like, I should give up. And then he sent his photo into one of the black pill creators who rated him a 6, and he's like, I'm a 6 now. And it's like, you were always a 6. It doesn't matter, dude. One, women care about looks, but not that much. It's like a foot in the door thing. They want us to be in good shape. They want us to be relatively good looking, sure. But at the end of the day, yeah, we do enough. We hit the gym, whatever. You're going to get a shot. Maybe not with the prettiest girl in the world, but with an attractive woman, your life's not over. And that's what it means to be white pilled, is that saying, like, it's not denying reality. It's not denying the red pill. It actually pairs extremely well with the red pill, because you can take both. That's kind of the idea. Is it's like you don't have to take red pill or white pill or blue pill or black pill. You mix and match, and they're two different things. So the red pill is like, what's going on here? What's the truth about female nature? What's happening in this reality? And then the white pill is, what do I do about it? Do I sit and complain? No, that's black pill. Do I give up? No, that's black pill. Do I try to fix what I can? That's white pill. It's not denying the truth. It's deciding, once you know the truth, what should you do about it?
Yeah, I think that there are plenty of creators, again, under the banner of the red pill, that do nothing. And listen, if a guy wants to call himself red pill, whatever the case may be, that's fine. And I agree with you. There are way too many channels in the manosphere that focus only on what's wrong without offering solutions. That is something I've never been guilty of. I mean, dude, I've made thousands of videos, but I am Mr. Solutions oriented. I've got how to build a quality woman from the ground up, how to master the game, the revolutionary womanese series, what she says versus what she means. That's changed lives. But I don't think that there are enough creators who talk about solutions, because they don't really know the solutions. All they can really do is talk about the problems. And now a lot of the red pill creators I know, all of us talk about solutions, but there are so many more who don't. Guys like yourself think that the red pill community doesn't talk about the solutions. All we do is complain, or all we do is point out what the problem is. And in the beginning, now I'll admit, in the beginning, I've been in the manosphere since 2014. Dude, I've written articles for Return of Kings. I've written articles for other websites, and yeah, it was flame throwing. Hey, bitches ain't shit. They got to be dealt with. Blah 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 blah. But I started when I was 37. I'm 44 now, and like I have extensive experience with women, and I say this all the time. A man who truly hates women is a man who simply doesn't understand them. Only when you can understand women can you really come to truly love them, because by understanding women and loving them for who and what they are, you're accepting some of those hard and fast truths, such as my girlfriend. Listen, my girlfriend loves her some Donovan, but if I lose my edge, if I get fat, if I get whiny, bitchy, if I lose my drive, then she's got every right to replace me with someone who is who I used to be. Well, the same thing is on her end. If she gets fat, she's definitely out the door. And so I think there are a lot of red pill content creators who haven't really caught up yet, because a lot of them, and dude, listen, all you have to have is a camera phone and an opinion, and you can pair it off of other people's talking points. But you can always tell the difference between someone who has original thoughts and someone who is parroting by two different things. Number one, it's usually age. Like, there are a lot of young red pill content creators who parrot the talking, and that's fine. Everybody parrots off of everybody, but if they're not offering solutions, this means that their thoughts are not original. That to me is really the main factor in determining whether or not you can really trust what someone is telling you. So let me ask you this: what, in your opinion, is the difference between the white pill and the red pill?
I want to touch on one point before I get to that, because what you said was really important, is like, what's the content we're putting out there, positive versus negative?
Right.
And I know you have products that help guys, and maybe some of your older streams are more positive, but a lot of these creators, I'm not putting this on you or any creator in particular, say self-improvement. Their products that they sell might be self-improvement, but their streams, the content that gets on YouTube is predominantly negative, 80 to 90%. The reason I say that is I subscribe to as many red pill, black pill, blue pill, whatever creators as I can, and I just listen, right? I listen to all the streams and I take note of what I'm hearing, and it's 80 to 90% negative. Someone can challenge me on this, but I listen to these streams all day. I'm not putting this on any one creator, but generally, if I listen to all of them or as many as I can, I'm generally hearing 80% of the time-ish negative things. And that's really what I'm trying to change. And that's what I'm saying, is that, like, we can create more white pill creators. It's not for me. I'm Coach White Pill, but this is not like a branding thing. I want everyone to embrace it and say, I'm a white pill creator and I give solutions, or I'm red pill and white pill. Today's red pill truth, tomorrow's white pill gym, tips,
Solution.
right?
Yeah.
And a solution, and it kind of like categorize it. So why do we need terms like this? Because then you know what day it is, right? You know what you're listening to. You know what you're tuning into. When you talk a red pill truth, you don't just say, hey guys, I'm doing a stream on the truth today. When you say red pill, they're like, oh, I'm getting some gold on the truth, right? I'm getting truth about female nature. I know what I'm getting. And it's a label that guys can identify with. So when I say white pill, guys like, oh, I'm going to get some improvement tips today. I'm going to learn some game. I'm going to learn some gym tips. I'm going to learn some, financing tips, right? And so it's a way kind of to label ourselves. So when I just want to touch on that point. So for your question though, what's the difference between the red pill and the white pill?
Okay.
Well, let's define what the red pill and the blue pill were first, because that's really where it all started as the Matrix, right? So when Morpheus in the Matrix is offering Neo the red pill and the blue pill, he says, I'm offering you the truth, nothing more. So when you take the red pill, you're just taking the truth in, right? You're seeing the world for what it is. The blinders are off now and you're seeing the world. But what do you do with that, right? You're now seeing the world. You don't know what to do. You need a guide. Which direction do I head? And if it's perfect analogy in the movie, because in the movie, Neo gets a guide. Morpheus stays with him, teaches him, educates him, puts the thing in his brain. What happens to Cypher? He gets left in the computer room and becomes an incel, and then ends up killing everyone. They actually predicted the incel movement, because that's what he did. He couldn't get Trinity, so he goes and tries to kill them to get back. He wants to be blue pilled again, but he had no guide. He had no answer, so he became black pilled without help. And so when you take the white pill, it's saying, okay, I'm going to go like find solutions here. I'm going to be Neo, who trains like Kung Fu or whatever. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do these things. So the difference really is, one is the truth, and then that's the red pill. And then the white pill is, what do you do about it? So you don't have to pick one. You get to be both. You can be red pill and white pill. Right? It's one's a description, one's a prescription, right? Okay. So you can pick one. Now you could be blue pilled and white pilled, which is very dangerous. I made a video about why you should not be that way, because that means, well, I'll explain why. What it means is you're self-improving in a delusional world, right? You're hopeful in a delusional world. So I don't recommend being blue pilled and white pilled. That's very dangerous. But the concept of white pill is believing in an improvement, right? So you need to be red pilled to know the truth and to improve properly. And you take the white pill to improve. If you're blue pilled, then you're in a fantasy land of improvement, and that's a very dangerous place to be. So I say, guys, take the red pill first. And then once you've taken the red pill, you have the option to take the black pill or the white pill. You either think, oh, I'm screwed, time to give up, and that's the black pill. Or you say, okay, time to improve, get a coach, ask Coach White Pill for help, ask Donovan for help. Somebody help me navigate this world, And that's the white pill, getting a guide through that process. Could be a book, could be a course, could be just YouTube content, right? And so the difference really is they're not, one's telling you what is, and the other's telling you what to do about it. One's a description, the other's a prescription.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'll be honest with you. In terms of my live content, I would say 80 to maybe even 90% of my content does skew, I guess, negative. Now, negative to me is not a bad thing at all. And the reason why it's not bad to point out the negative aspects of female nature is because men can handle it. See, women are, and by the way, back to the Matrix reference. So I guess Agent Smith, all of the agents or whatever, those are the feminists. The feminists don't want you to know the truth so that you can stay into the Matrix. But I digress. In terms of understanding and really internalizing the truth, it's got to be given to you raw. And this is an analogy that I use. When you actually take the red pill, it's not going to go down easy. Dude, there's going to be heartburn. There's going to be indigestion. Dude, there's going to be diarrhea. You're going to be throwing up. It's going to fucking suck, man. You're going to be on the toilet, on or at the toilet for days on end, man. And there comes a point where you've got this, you have another pill to take. Okay, listen, I can take this thing and make this all go away and just go back to my fairy tale land and not really face the truth, because the truth is very difficult to handle. But the reason why, and I agree with you, there should definitely be some positive things. And I guess I'll kick it back to you when we talk about positive things. But the reason why I skew mainly, I guess, negative, pointing out the problems. And dude, I've broken down Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit, and I put this stuff on display. But the reason why, to me, that is important is because we're men. We can handle it. And if you are a man in this day and age and you simply cannot handle the immutable truth that women are not what we were raised to believe, then at that point, I don't really know what to tell you. And a lot of guys who sort of fight against us they're not angry at us. What this is an inner conflict. It's almost like they're self-invested. I cannot believe that Donovan Sharpe said on the air that the woman that you're going to have the best relationship with can never be the woman you love the most. That's asinine. She should always be. No, man. My girlfriend, love her to death. She's maybe the fourth or fifth. She's maybe number 4 or 5 in terms of women I've loved the most. That doesn't mean I don't love my girl, but what gives me the resolve to stay the course and do what needs to be done for the both of us, I cannot be as in love with her as I have been with some other women who have run circles around me. So a lot of guys have a difficult time. They have a difficult time understanding and internalizing the truth. And most guys, and I don't know what the statistics are, but it appears that most guys really can't handle it. So they either go black pill or they go, I don't want to say MGTOW, but dude, MGTOW that's a whole other ball of wax. Who in the world knows? But they either go black pill because they get stuck in the anger phase, or they take that solution. They take that tonic. Okay, my stomach ache, my headache, all that is gone. But for the men who say, you know what, I know this sucks right now, and I know that these are some harsh realities. I know it's coming out of both ends right now. I've got a headache. I've got a fever. I feel like I've got COVID. I'm gonna stick it through, because if I can survive this, if I can come out the other side, whether I want a relationship or not, at least I'll know what I'm up against. So while I understand completely why there should be, I guess, positive thing, like talking, stop. Freaking Siri. Why I agree that there should be positive content regarding a woman's true nature. My belief is that there's only one way to take it. You got to take it straight with no chaser. So what are your thoughts on what do you consider to be positive as opposed to negative content?
Yeah. So that's what, I was trying to pinpoint exactly what you said. When you said positive content on women, that's kind of like sugarcoating it so it'll go down easier, right?
Oh, okay. I guess that's not what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's not positive content about women. Now, again, you can argue, okay, should you say it differently this way or that way? Who cares? Everyone's got their style, right? We can discuss that all day. But if you want to give it to them raw, that's your style, and that's how you want to do it. I think you're right. I think men can handle the truth. The problem is after they've taken it, they can't be too demoralized to not do anything about it. That's why you have a product to teach them, right? You actually have a product that helps the guys after, right? And that's a solution that you're offering. That's what I'm saying is, we have products and stuff, but we should inject a little bit of that into our free content of helping the guy, building up the man is what I'll call it, right? So it's not, when I say positive content, I'm not talking about, when you're talking about female nature. Now, again, you can debate how you should do that, but that's not really what the white pill is about. When I say positive content for the white pill, I'm talking about build up the man, right? When I say that on my channel is mostly about game, I'm talking building up the man. How does the man build up his game? How does he build up his self-confidence? How does he build himself up in the gym, right? And so positive content to balance that female nature is, what should we do as men to build ourselves up? That's where it's positive, right? If you want to give them the hardest truths possible, the hardest red pills possible, and not sugarcoat anything, and that's your style, I mean, I don't know if I'm okay with that. Some people can, but that's you. You do you, right? And some guys will take it, some guys won't. But you're right. I think guys shouldn't have it sugar-coated, the truth. But once they get that, they're like, okay, Donovan, you're totally right. But what do I do? I'm like trapped now, right? And you have a product that gets them out of that. And that's what I'm saying is, a lot of the creators seem to have products around it, but they don't put enough of that into their free content to let these guys know, hey man, I'm not just leaving you hanging. I give you, you said you want to be the doctor. You can't just leave them puking on the thing. Right. You got to give them a pill after to settle things, right? It's like, we're men and we can handle it, but yeah, we do want some help along the way. We're not infallible. And my point is, I'd like to see more of that. When we say self-improvement, let's teach some of that stuff, right? Let's express that stuff. And so mine's not a red pill channel, so I don't teach the harsh truths. I'm almost exclusively on my personal channel teaching the white pill, lift the man up. But from the other creators, a 50-50, a 60-40, just more than I've heard, right? I'm not talking about your channel. I listen to so many channels. I mix them all up. I'm just saying when I get a stream, I'm hearing, woman this, woman that. It could be total truths all the time, but 80% of that, 90% is too much when a guy's like, I get it now. This sucks. What do I do about it? Yeah. And too much of that's on the product side of like, buy this product and it'll help you, rather than let me give you a little taste of the good life of what it means to be a strong man. And then you buy a product to take you want to get advanced level, you want to step up your game, you buy my products. But the free content should center around a few tips here and there, uplifting things of building up the man. Let's call it that. I want to build up the man. So
no, I agree totally. And it's interesting that you say this, because when I started my first 2 YouTube channels, both of which have been axed, I was the bomb thrower. I was throwing bombs. I started the backup channel. Now it's a successful channel. I was still throwing bombs, but it's interesting. And the reason why I have such a loyal following is that my followers have watched me grow up. They watched me, they've watched this guy who was, veins coming out of his head and shit talking people and telling people off and this and that. And as you grow, as you mature, I still see things the same way, but how I deal with them is a lot different than I used to. I spent almost 9 years in Las Vegas, and I ran through more hoes than I'm willing to admit. And the way I treated most of these chicks is, it was reprehensible. I was fucking their sisters, their friends, their best friends. I was fucking, it did not matter. Now, there were a few of these girls who managed to get under my skin, and feelings were involved, and hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you'll take the L. But that's the way I was from age 31 all the way until maybe 37, 38, even 39 years old, when I met my now girlfriend Devin. And so what I've done, and again, I'll definitely give this to you. There aren't enough red pill channels who do offer solutions. But the ones who do offer solutions are Kevin Samuels. He offers many, many solutions. Alpha Male Strategies, Rollo Tomasi, the Fresh and Fit Boys. I mean, all of those guys, and there just aren't enough of these channels. A lot of guys, and the reason why there aren't enough is because it's easy to talk shit about women. It's easy to, well, I'm going to be a MGTOW and you got to stay away from women. Dude, there's even one guy, I'm not going to mention his name. The guy does reviews on masturbation machines. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? Now, 3 or 4 years ago, I'd be all right with that. But now I really and what I've done is I've come full circle. I'm still throwing bombs. I'm still calling women out on their bullshit. But not only am I giving men solutions, I'm actually showing them the solutions. I live stream every one of my workouts. I'm not the guy who says, get in the gym, make money, make lots of money, build up your muscles and learn how to fuck pretty girls. No, I'm the guy that actually shows you I'm in the gym. Okay. I work more than I should. I have high blood pressure now. And so I'm only supposed to work 12 hours a day, but I'm usually around 14 ish. Right. But guys know that I practice what I preach. And I think that by practicing what I preach, I think that shows men that, hey, you know what? And I wasn't aware that I had this kind of this kind of influence, because I'm going to tell you something, coach. I have made every conceivable mistake known to man. As an American, I'm a 4-time convicted felon. I've been arrested almost 30 times. Oh my God, I've been in more fights than I care to admit. Dude, I've had paternity scares, all kinds of crazy stuff. But even after all that, I'm still successful. And one of the main reasons is because I don't have any kids that I know of. But the second reason is that I simply stayed the course. And I liked these days, my content, my content other than YouTube, all the bomb throwing stuff, it's evolved. Okay, I've already told you guys what the problem is. I get it. I'm going to continue giving you, I'm going to continue, reminding you, hey, this is what we're up against, but here's what you need to do. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And so I think it's incumbent upon red pill and white pill content creators to not only just tell people, you got to show them, because anybody can sit. There are a lot of guys who say you got to get in the gym, and they look like a weak, they're not in good shape. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But guys follow me because they know that I am exactly who I say I am. When I interact with my girls sometimes on the air. And I mean, I'll let people know, and it's not for show. That's just how things are. So I agree with you. I think that there should be more red pill content creators who say, okay, this is the, what did you say? The description. Now I'm going to give you the prescription. And I've done plenty of videos I've done plenty of free videos that give men solutions. And I do agree with you. I think a lot more red pill guys definitely need to do the same, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched all your videos, so I'm just talking about, I subscribe to like a bajillion of them, and I'm just listening, right? And so maybe you're one of the ones that is balanced, but it's just looking for more balance. It's looking for a 50-50 or whatever, just more of that free content that's kind of building men up. And one thing I want to give you credit for, I was actually surprised that you were willing to have Kevin on, willing to have me on, willing to have these discussions on, especially with, Kevin disagreed with you, or Guste, people that disagree with you, because it's healthy discussions, and people can learn from that, rather than just individual creators just talking and saying their opinions. You might be right, you might be wrong, but when we're willing to discuss them, we get further as men. We build upon that, right? And I think the number one thing that's missing, other than that balanced content, is the willingness to discuss with each other in a debate, even in a friendly debate, as long as we're not yelling at each other. I think the community, the red pill community, the white pill community, needs more of that. And sometimes the challenges get a little out of hand and things like that. But when we're on a debate, you and Kevin both are really respectful, and that's all that matters, right? Yep. Is men respect men. And we have a discussion. We can disagree completely, and at the end of the day, we still respect each other as men. And that's what's the number one thing I see that's missing, is this: if people disagree with each other, they're not willing to talk. And I think that was, you and Kevin coming together was like a huge moment for me, because I was like, wow, Donovan actually cares about having these discussions with other creators, and it's easy to talk to someone who agrees with you.
Yes.
It's easy to bring them on. It's really hard to bring someone on that disagrees with you, and that's what we need. We need to be able to disagree with each other in a fundamental way. We're men. We should tell it like it is. We should argue. We should argue with each other and find what the truth is, find the best solutions. Maybe your gym program is better than mine. Let's argue about it, right? Who cares? The whole point is that the guys watching get more value when we're willing to be challenged. And maybe I'm wrong. Let's say I was giving fitness advice and I was wrong, but I'm never willing to talk to someone. Then my audience is a disservice to that. And so I think what you're doing is awesome. This is what Kevin's doing. This is what I like to do. I'll talk to anyone on my streams, on his streams. We'll talk to anyone. You want to agree with us? You want to disagree with us? The whole point is, as men, we need to be talking more and not just talking to. I don't want to just spout my stuff on my streams. Come on my stream, anybody that wants. You guys watching, we do streams where we just bring random people on to discuss. And yeah, we get heated. We get hot sometimes. But at the end of the day, we respect each other, and we're growing and we're learning. So, yeah, I just want to say that I really appreciate what you're doing. Is you're bringing lots of people on. Doesn't matter you agree, you disagree. You're willing to hear them out, and I appreciate that.
I think the reason what really helped me turn the corner on that point of view is that I was in this past spring. I came under attack from a I guess prominent. He's now a black pill content creator. He is not red pill at all, because he teamed up with MGTOW Dictionary. He teamed up with a bunch of people. He tried to discredit me simply because I had created an event that rivals his event. But all of that aside, what that taught me, and that was actually in my promo, is that at the end of the day, we as men, we are on the same team. Yes, we're going to have differences. We're going to disagree. We are going to disagree fundamentally. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not, how can I put this? I'm not going to work with anyone. I'm not going to work with or collaborate with anyone who talks shit about other men. I'm just not going to do it. This is why I don't work with, one of the many reasons I don't work with Anthony Johnson anymore. That's the first one. I don't work with Steve the Dean Williams because he does the same thing. He shit talks men. And listen, shout out to all of Steve the Dean's, shout out to Lucario, shout out to Coach EO, who does exactly what you say. Coach EO doesn't even talk about women. He's talking about, hey, you're a man. He is all about building the man, putting the responsibility on the man. So I think he is definitely in line with what you're talking about. But any man who shit talks other men on the regular, listen, you're going to have beefs and you're going to have disagreements here and there. I get that. But when when you're building a brand on trying to tear down other men, that's where I draw the line. And that doesn't make me any more or less moral than anybody else. But to me, dude, guys like us are getting attacked all around simply because we're giving up the game on women. Women, or the Agent Smiths of the world, they don't like that. But what has essentially happened in the manosphere is we got a bunch of fucking ciphers running around. We got a bunch of fucking ciphers who are jealous of Neo because he's here to save the world. And so he ends up trying to sell him out for a big juicy steak and to become a fucking movie star. When that doesn't happen, they are in the anger phase. MGTOW Dictionary is a fucking loser. He is. He's 53 years old and he lives with his mother. Of course he's pissed off. DDJ, I don't even know how old he is. He is a fat ass who I think lives with another man or some crazy shit like that. Anthony Johnson lives with his sister and he has a car payment, but he wants everyone to think that he is this overlord. No, Anthony Johnson's a basic bitch, dude. He's a basic bitch who wants the world to think that he's under control and this and that and the other. Guys like that, not only can you not work with them, you can't trust them. You cannot trust a man who makes enemies of other men. You just can't do it. And I've had to make some very difficult decisions in terms of who I collaborate with based solely on that. Because if I can't trust you man to man, not to come, if I see you shit talking other men, then what makes me any different? That's the way I see it. And so I think what this community needs to do, we need to close ranks and we need to snuff out the guys who are just trying to, throw a fly in the ointment, just trying to cause trouble, trying to cause chaos just to see us go at each other. I used to have people all the time just drop me a link. about this person did this video about you. I instantly block and ban those people. I don't have time for that. Again, I am totally, now these days, I'm about self-improvement. I'm about brand building. I am about making money. And I'm not going to apologize for trying to make money on purpose based on my knowledge. Okay. A lot of these black pill guys say, well, they make money off their products. Listen, I don't know if you know this, coach, but nobody chastises Gordon Ramsay for capitalizing on his restaurateur knowledge, right? Nobody chastises Dave Ramsey for capitalizing on his money knowledge. Nobody talks shit about Cesar Millan for monetizing his knowledge on dog training. Why should we be any different? No, the reason why they want this information, the reason why they come after us like this is, number one, they want the information. They want the information. They know that we're talking about is true. That's why they complain. Number two, they want to be us. They would love to be doing something they love to do and make good money. If you, and I don't know about you, but when I see, like I'll go to Mike Rashid's website, or I'll go to Larry Wheels, that kind of stuff, that inspires me. Like when I see Kevin Samuels driving around in his BMW, like that makes me want to, I don't know, but it just seems that a lot of guys, when they see men who are accomplishing more than them, their default setting is to somehow tear them down. And I've never understood that. So I don't collaborate with guys like that.
Yeah, so I want to break that point down, because I think there's a very big difference between personal beefs, going at someone's business, their family and stuff, and attacking their ideas or what they're talking about. Yes. And so a lot of times when you attack a creator's ideas or their concepts and you break them down, people will come at you and call you a hater and accuse you of all this stuff, of jealousy of them, when it's like, no, that's a bandwagon fallacy, meaning if you're popular, you're automatically right. That's what if you're a big creator, if someone came at you with 10 million subscribers, then people would say, well, they're right because they're a bigger channel, right? That doesn't mean that Donovan's not right because you don't have 10 million subscribers, right? So you have to be very careful saying that you can't go after someone bigger because you're jealous. If you're going after their concepts, their ideas, if they're teaching game and I teach game and I think their game's wrong, I get attacked because I'm like jealous of them. No, they're just wrong and I want to prove them wrong, but I don't have anything personally against them. I don't come after their families, their girlfriends, their wives, etc. Right. And so I think when I mean come together and have these discussions, I'm not saying do it with someone who gets personal or attacks your business or anything like that. Those people, yeah, I would be the same as you. I'd be like, you come after me, my family, my business, anything that, I'm not talking to you. But I think we have to be very careful using that as an excuse not to talk to people who disagree with you, because you could have used that against Kevin. Kevin made a video disagreeing with you, and you could easily said, he's a hater, I'm not going to talk to him. And that's the problem, is that you took that on and said, why not? Let's talk. But a lot of creators would say, oh, he's jealous of me. Oh, I'm not talking to him, he's just a hater.
That, to me, that's an excuse, right? Because they really don't have that conversation. Okay. All right.
And so when people were like, people say Kevin's built his entire channel around hate. No, he doesn't. If you actually watch the videos, he's breaking down right and wrong. He's saying this point is wrong. This point is wrong. And if anyone's watched their videos, then you know that he's not a hater. He hates on ideas, not people, right? Yes, we make jokes. Granted, everyone makes jokes in streams. It is what it is. But I never actually hate any person that we talk about. If I make fun of them, it's in good fun. I don't mean anything by it. I don't come after their families, their personal lives, their business. I come at them for their ideas. I say what they're saying is wrong, fundamentally, game-wise, because that's my expertise, or medical. I was a doctor. But this is what we talk about. And so when Kevin's building his channel off this, he's building his channel off redeeming the red pill and getting to what the truth is. Because the red pill is not just dating, it's fitness, it's business, it's politics. Yeah. And when he does fitness, Kevin's a fitness expert. So if someone's pushing bad fitness content, he needs to say, no, this is just wrong. Right. This is factually incorrect. Same thing in dating. And so it's a critique. You're allowed to make critiques, and people will hide behind calling that person a hater, a clout chaser, or whatever, but that's because they can't handle criticism. And what you're doing is opening these doors and saying, what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of criticism? Right. And that's where we have to make the distinction between people that go after you personally and people that go after your ideas and concepts. Because Kevin came pretty hard. He really did. And you didn't have to bring him on, but you did. And you had a productive conversation because you understood he was just after a discussion of ideas. Didn't matter whether he was right, you were right. All he wanted to do was talk. He had nothing against you personally, family, business, whatever. And he's a free speech absolutist like me. I talk about Kevin a lot because he's actually my business partner. If you're wondering why I talk about Kevin a lot,
yeah, he was on. Yeah.
Yeah, we work a lot together on this. But basically, we're free speech absolutists. So we believe that everyone's entitled to a say and a platform. I don't care if you got 1 subscriber or 10 million subscribers, you have a right to say what you want to say. And we'll protect every channel, big or small, man, woman, child, as long as you're of age to have a channel, we will protect your right to speak, right? And that's actually, that's one of the problems with not having debates, not having discussions, is you're effectively silencing that person from a bigger audience. And I think it was Noam Chomsky, I'm not sure, but what he was saying was free speech is not protecting just like any old speech. It's to protect the speech that you don't want to hear, the uncomfortable speech. So it's not for the convenient times, it's for the inconvenient times. So I'm Jewish, and a Nazi wants to give a speech. If I'm a real free speech absolutist, I want him to be able to give that speech. And that's how I feel. As much as I hate that guy, as much as I want to yell and scream, and I'm probably going to try and get on stage after him to refute everything that he said. I want to debate him. I want to take him down with my words. I want to shout at him, whatever. But should I try and get him canceled and stop him from speaking? Never.
Yeah.
Because the minute you do that, then they're going to come for me. Then they're going to come from Donovan. They're going to come for all of us. Yep. And so what I want to build on YouTube, on these discussions, is the ability for everyone to get a say. Everyone, that's what we do on our streams. We bring people on and just let them talk, be respectful. But at the end of the day, we got to hear people out. And we're allowed to disagree, but we should be hearing people.
Guy who, listen, I used to be that guy because I knew at that point I didn't really have the requisite ability to debate or to talk with someone who didn't agree with what I was talking about. I mean, at that point, it was definitely a lot of emotional immaturity, and I was kind of new to the game. Is that an excuse? No, but that's just the way it is. But I'm a much different person now at 44 than I was at 37, 38, 39 years old. And the difference is, it's incredible to know. And another reason why I'm fearless now with having discussions with people who don't agree with me is because I've been doxxed. Like there is nothing else about my private life that people don't know that hasn't already been put out there. So people can't threaten me with anything because it's all already out there. Let me get to a couple of super chats here. Rico with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Whatever Tube says, everybody you said in the last 5 minutes about how we need to keep it real and build ourselves and each other up is so dead on. We need more. God bless. He's talking about closing ranks in terms of people who just talk shit about other people. Let's see. Daniel Walsh looks like he's a little bit of a troll. When you're talking about disassociating yourself with the people that cause beef in the manosphere, does that include people like Fresh and Fit to Abba and Preach? If I'm not mistaken, I think Abba and Preach came at Fresh and Fit first. I'm not disassociating myself from any of those. Just make sure you get your facts straight on that.
Yeah, and
let's see.
I think they could have had I just want to say one thing. I think that it got out of hand. I mean, they came at them. They did make fun of them a little bit. They did come at them, but like they could have come back with something, similar. They didn't. They went personal, and that's really the problem. Is Fresh and Fit were the first ones to go personal. If they hadn't, I think it would have been a fun back and forth. And I think they could have just made it like a joke. They could have made fun of each other, and everyone would have laughed and had a good time. And I think that's a perfect example of it got personal. It didn't have to get personal, and they could have debated. They could have gotten on the show, and they could have hashed it out. They could have yelled at each other. But the problem was it went personal, and that's really it.
One could no, listen, I'll just go ahead and say it. When Abba and Preach came out with the video Fresh and Fit are capping, the content of that video, they were making fun of these two. That's what they were doing. There was nothing, and listen, maybe some of it was tongue in cheek, but that video was meant to insult them. Now, Fresh and Fit, did they respond the right way? No, they fucked that all the way up. But I didn't see anything in that first video that would lead me to believe that Abba and Preach were interested in talking to Fresh and Fit about what they were talking about. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what their motivations are. I don't care what they are. But I agree with you. You can't go after people's wives, no matter what somebody says about you.
Exactly.
You can't go after their wives and you just can't do that. I think it was clear. But But for people to dismiss the first video that Abin Preach put out there, very few people would disagree that, okay, that was, I mean, it would ruffle my feathers if that was about me. If somebody tells me I'm capping, saying that they're capping is saying that they're lying, and then they talk about all of these sexual dynamics as if they don't know what they're talking about after having been on their podcast. Let him into his home. That would have pissed me off too. But again, Myron is young. He's 30, 31 years old. He is new to the game. He stepped in shit, and he paid for it. And listen, hopefully he learned his lesson. We'll see if he does in the long run. But I don't want to make this a one-sided. I don't want to make it one-sided by saying, well, it was only Fresh and Fit. No. Abin Preach definitely they got their jabs in for sure.
I just want to say one last thing on that, because I think it's just about productivity. So yes, maybe they went too far with the jokes or whatever, but you make a joke video back. I mean, I'm thinking like, what if they did that at Donovan? What would you do? You would do a stream. You'd make fun of them. You'd rip them apart in a stream, but you're not going after them.
Wife.
Huh?
I would not go after anybody's wife.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is you would do an eye for an eye. You would come at them, make fun of them, joke about them, and people would move on with their lives, right? It's really just keeping it within a framework of mutual respect. Sure, some people take as insult them back. We're men. We should be able to handle it. Yeah, right? And that's all I wanted to say, is just keep it within this bubble with just the men, you know.
No, I totally agree. King Life says Asperger's Johnson put a 13-year-old girl in danger with his female behavior. I'm surprised AMP didn't go after Asperger's for his actions yet. Yeah, what he's talking about is Devin has a now 13-year-old niece named Olivia. He told the world on his live stream that, number one, Devin and I are married. That is categorically false. Dude, he put our government names on the stream. You can put our government names in any database you want. There's no marriage license. There's no ceremony. There's no nothing. And then he told people that I had adopted Devin's niece. So now you're bringing in, and people know what Devin's niece's name is. Her name is Olivia. Now, she has a different last name, but if somebody really, really wanted to do some digging, they could really... That kind of stuff is fucking dangerous. And a lot of people who are on the Anthony Johnson side, they say, oh, don't pay attention to Donovan's empty threats. No, my friend, these are not. People think that I'm just barking. They think that I'm just talking shit in terms of legal action. It is 1000% happening. It is happening. So listen, Anthony he can enjoy his little 15 minutes of fame while he can, and listen, maybe he'll have 15 more minutes of fame, but legally there will be repercussions for his actions. Of that, I'm certain. So a lot of you guys can poo-poo that and say this and that and the other. No. Retribution is coming, my friends. You can count on that. Give me 1 second. Oh wow. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Lucario, blah 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 blah. Somebody said no comment. Daddy Dame says let's not go too far down this rabbit hole. Let me get your final thoughts. And again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on, man. It's now midnight. Is it almost midnight or
almost midnight? Yeah.
Okay, so you are 11 hours ahead of us. So yeah, listen, thanks for staying up late at night. In the end, what do you want people to know about the white pill community? Because a lot of guys in the chat are saying, well, the white pill is just sugarcoating, and you're doing the same things that female dating coaches are doing. What are your responses to stuff like that?
So I've heard, purple pill, sugarcoating, and I think that I explained in the beginning that's a total mischaracterization, because one thing we didn't really address is, we put up a chart that has red pill one side, blue pill one side, black pill, and white pill, and it's kind of like a Cartesian coordinates. And so, yeah. And so guys are like, oh, you're mixing all of them together. Well, no, we're not. The whole idea is that you're never going to be, and you shouldn't be 100% any one thing, right? If you drink too much water, you will die. Water can kill you, right? So, this idea that you should be 100% red pill, I push back on that, because if you're too red pill, then you don't have any kind of belief in something. It's dangerous. If you're too blue pill, that's even worse. So you should be mostly 80 to 90% red pill, maybe even 99% red pill. But you should never be 100% anything, Not 100% white pill, not 100% black pill, not 100% blue pill, not 100% red pill. And so it's like finding your place where you belong and how much of the truth and how much is this and how much is that. But at the end of the day, white pill literally just means building yourself up as a man and believing that you can do that. The whole idea is you need to believe you can do it or you're not going to try, right? And so it's not sugarcoating anything. It's the exact opposite. It's saying, man, it sucks. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm saying it's all shitty, it's all crappy, but what are you going to do about it, right? That's not sugarcoating it. That's like, you can take exactly what Donovan says, and then Donovan's giving you the rawest truth possible, guys. He's giving it to you the rawest truth possible. What are you going to do now? Is that sugarcoating? No, that's white pill, right? After Donovan has red pilled you, what do? You have solutions. And some guys, because they think it's our brand, they don't want to say it. They don't want to attach themselves to it, right? They don't want to call themselves white pill creators because they're like, oh, these two guys are trying to build this thing and now I'm part of their brand. No, we made this for everyone. This is for everyone to use, just like the red pill is for everyone to use, because it's a signifier. Why do we need it? I heard you say that on the stream. Why do we have a word self-improvement? Why do we need white pill? Because it's not actually about self-improvement. It's getting guys to do self-improvement. Why should I even try self-improvement if it's not going to work? White pill. It's going to work for you. And you need to know when someone is like, why do you call yourself a red pill content creator? Because guys know they're coming for the raw truths. Why do I call myself a white pill content creator? Because guys know they're coming for that, that self-improvement, that build yourself up as a man. And so that's why we need the term. And it's not sugarcoating anything. It's not fairy tale. It's nothing to do with women, really, because the women's side is the red pill. The white pill is, what do you do as a man to improve your chances with women or just life in general? It doesn't have to be women. It could be anything. What are you going to do about it? And are you going to give up? That's black pill. Are you going to blame it on other people? Or are you going to take responsibility? Obviously, things get you down. Society, things, you lost your job. Maybe that wasn't your fault. But what are you going to do now? What can you fix it? And so, yeah, guys will always try and conflate it. They'll call it purple pill, they'll whatever. And that's really just saying, I'm afraid of this thing or this new thing, or I don't want to be a part of it, or I want to call it something else. People resist change. They resist new things, right? And so what I want for the community is I want more people to either call themselves white pill content creators, or if they're red pill, do a white pill stream saying white pill fitness or whatever, right? So guys know I'm going to get just fitness tips on this stream, right? And so building that up to a point where it's just a balancing factor. You already have content on your stream that if you had titled it with white pill, I would be like, wow, Donovan, maybe I would realize you have more balanced content than you do, right? Because it's a signifier. I'd see a stream tagged with it and I'd be like, wow, Donovan's channel is pretty balanced between red pill content and white pill content. It's 50-50, it's 60-40.
Much of a difference between our fundamental thoughts. Maybe there are a few things that we differ in terms of degrees, but it sounds like we're kind of same guy almost.
Yeah, and
I'm not.
Yeah, well, again, like you had disagreements with Kevin. We're always going to have disagreements in creators. I don't want to say we agree. I don't know how much we agree on. We haven't really talked about individual topics here. But to me, the point is, are we trying to help men?
Yes.
And if we are, then all I want to come to agreement on is we should talk about it. We should have conversations with every creator that's not coming at us personally.
Sure.
And we should balance the positive and the negative. Right? We should have, because red pill truths are negative. They're harsh, right? We know that. And so to balance that with the positive of the white pill is bringing that stuff up. And in the community, I'm not saying you have to put them all out, anybody. I just want to see more of that. And we want more creators to be white pilled and to deliver that because they have products behind it. But let's give the audience some more free stuff that helps them list them up. And just keep it a balancing fact. And so, yeah, you're welcome. You guys are welcome to follow me, Coach White Pill, on my channel. But also just follow any of these creators that are teaching you something to improve your life. That's what I'm getting at.
No, that makes perfect sense, man. Yeah, I think we're a lot more alike than we had originally thought. Ostrike with the $5 super chat says, I saw the damn movie. There are two pills, uncomfortable truths and comforting lies. Everything else is just bees. Are you talking about that? I think you might be talking about the Cassie J. Last talking point. Did you see the Cassie J documentary, The Red Pill?
That was the one. It was more men's rights activism, wasn't it?
Yes,
it wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't really red pill. It was all, she was mostly talking to MRAs.
Yeah, right.
So
in the end, she
yeah,
decided she wasn't a feminist, but she
yeah.
still is a feminist, but she doesn't identify as one anymore.
Yeah, I like that movie, but I think it should have been called MRA something. It wasn't MRA. MRA is just a piece of the red pill, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's a segment, and it's important. And I really enjoyed the movie. I really did.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important piece. But it wasn't really a comprehensive view of the red pill in any form.
Totally.
So it was more of a clickbait kind of thing. But I like the movie. So
yeah, I'll give her credit. Well, where can the people find you?
So you can find me at my YouTube channel, Coach WhitePill, up and comer. Kevin does majority of our content, but I'll be doing streams. I mostly teach dating. So I teach stuff about the game and how to date. Very similar. If you guys like Mr. Lucario, I try to do a similar style to that. And then my website is whitepillman.com. I got a free guide for how to meet women on social media. All my links are there. We got our White Pill podcast on Spotify. So whitepillman.com is where to go for all my links. And then just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Coach WhitePill.
Okay, very good. Listen, man, thank you very much for coming on and having this discussion. You are welcome. Like you, Kevin, Gusta, you guys are welcome to come back anytime, man. Just reach out to my assistant. We'll make time for you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, and thanks, chat, for listening in.
Absolutely. He is Coach WhitePill. He is Coach WhitePill. He is listen, man, I really do believe that we have a lot more in common than I think we had originally thought. And I'll be, listen, it was a good discussion. I didn't really hear anything that I disagreed with him on. Everything that he talked about, I'm on board with. Now he did mention that, and one thing I do agree with him on, whether this is a problem or not, I suppose, and I guess that's probably why there are so many black pill channels and a black pill following. But yeah, there are a lot of red pill channels that point out women are this, women are that, stay away from this, stay away from that. But when it comes to the solutions, right? Okay, bitches ain't shit. So how do we prepare ourselves to deal with the kinds of women that we're likely to deal with 97% of the time, probably even higher than that? Clearly, I've got thousands of videos for free. But yeah, man, and there are a lot of content creators who do teach, solutions. They tell guys how it's done. But I agree. We should definitely continue to point out the female nature, the good, the bad, and definitely the ugly. But I agree with Coach WhitePill. I think that I think offering, and listen, this is something I've always done. But that's the difference. That's the difference between men who actually want to help men and men who just want to talk shit. That's it. If men don't offer solutions, they probably just want to talk shit. So let's see. Yeah, Stephen White says, seems like the same message with softer hands to me. Yeah, maybe. King Life says, at the end of the day, men need sources of self-improvement, but of course, the algorithm doesn't want too much of it, because when guys start knowing their worth, it's bad for jewelry stores and flower shops. That's right. That's right, man. That's right. Yes. So just pearly things. Hang on, let me pull up the thumbnail. Just Pearly Things is confirmed for tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Just kidding. 4:30 Pacific. Give me a second. I'm going to bring it up. So yes, Just Pearly Things is confirmed. She is confirmed for tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Make sure I can blow this up. There we go. Just Pearly Things is white girls dating black men. She seemed to have a big problem, or not a big problem. She seemed to be in the dark. She seemed to be in the dark about white guys discounting white girls for anything serious. After they find out, they fuck with the brothers. It appears that she's coming around to the maybe some of the reality, but it'll be a very, very interesting discussion. Oh God, why am I yawning? To say the least. Oh, dude, I need to take my blood pressure medication. Let's see. Give me 1 second because I saw a very good comment. Where was it? Oh, I know how I can find it. Large kitchen matches said you need to eliminate 21 convention from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. He will lie about attendance numbers. He alienates everybody and uses everybody for a lame, over-exaggerated conference. No, I don't think Anthony should be canceled. I think he should listen, man. He has a right to. He absolutely has a right to say whatever he wants to say. His freedom of speech is protected under the First Amendment. Yes, and the 21 convention is the ultimate destructive organization. Yes, it is, but he has a right to be ultra destructive. But I also have the right to go after him legally. So, like I said, man, it's not gonna come cheap, and it's not gonna come overnight, but it will come. I think Anthony he's really gotten comfortable because he hasn't heard anything from my attorneys in a while, because he's too busy trying to sue George Bruno and Zach Small for just absolute bullshit. He does not have the money for the 21 convention, and so he is trying to get the money for the 21 con by any means necessary. Anthony is not a millionaire. Millionaires don't have car payments. Millionaires don't live with their sisters. Millionaires don't do the kinds of things that Anthony does. So, like I said, retribution is coming. Retribution is coming legally, and it is like I said, it's going to be very obvious when it happens. Yes, that is going down tonight. Just Pearly Things will be on the show tonight, 7:30 Eastern. Whatever Tube says, excellent chat with CWP. How do you feel about Tom Likas? So much knowledge. Yeah, I love Tom Likas. Tom Likas is awesome, dude. Totally awesome. Large Kitchen Matcha says, wait till Anthony attacks the white pill guy. He seems to feel threatened by every other person. Double H says, I'm a white guy and I've dated black women in the past. Does that make me damaged goods now? No, of course not. Of course not. Yep, Large Kitchen Matcha says destroy him legally. That is the plan. That is the plan. Cold Steel says in the dark in more ways than one, or is the dark in her? That's going to be great. That's going to be great. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to this discussion tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. At 2 o'clock Eastern, I will be doing my F-Boy Island breakdown. That goes down exclusively on Sharpe Stream. So at 2 o'clock Eastern, that's just under an hour from now, I will be doing my F-Boy Island breakdown. Until then, guys, thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. Thank you to all of my super chatters, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys this evening at 7:30. Take care.